Welcome to Anita Talks History and Genealogy. And I just wanted to share again. I had a longer video that I did to honor my grandson, Kerry Baxter Jr., who was shot and killed on January the 16th, 2011. This is the 15th anniversary of his murder. He was 19 years old, unarmed. He was lowered to a park, beaten by what looked like police, chased around a corner, shot in the back, center mass, and died. And the Oakland Police Department immediately let his case go cold, and it has remained cold. And not only have they done that to him, they have done that to numerous young black men and probably some black women. And they get away with it. Even when they are, found guilty or charged, they usually walk away. And the city pays, and the families, for the most part, sign non-disclosure agreements. And it's a doom loop. On to the next one. On to the next one. So I'm doing this video in honor of my grandson, whose memory is still very much alive. He was my oldest grandson. And his memory is, seeing him grow up to be that 19-year-old and go through the struggles that he went through. And then he was making a decision that I had been telling him, go to college. And his cousin, my nephew, who lived in Florida, who had moved to Florida, was in college. And he's told little Kerry, he said, come on, you can come stay with me. Because he was going to Bethune-Cookman. And you can go to college, stay with me. I'm little cousin, I'm going to watch over you. And that was what his decision was. He was going to go to Florida with his cousin. And I was beyond pleased, and we're making all these plans. And he was killed. He was shot, lured to a park, shot and killed. Lured to a park by two women that he thought he knew. Who, he had broke up with the one, and she was the one that was like, oh, take us to San Antonio Park. We just want to ride down, and so that's where they were. And now we know the San Antonio Park was a place where these young women were being pimped out by the Oakland Police Department. Don't take my words for it. Look up Celeste Guap. She's the one that spilled the beans, not only about Oakland, but about the Richmond Police Department. We're not supposed to talk about that. And I'm, every January, I mourn the passing of my grandson, Kerry Baxter Jr. The way that he was set up and the way that he was murdered. And I had told little Kerry, the week before, because he was posting on his Facebook page about how the Oakland police were harassing him, pulled him over every time he left his house. He had told me that they took his ID. And someone in the streets told me, when they take your ID, that means that you're set up, that you're going to be killed. He said, they took my ID, Grandma, and I need to look for a job, and I don't have any ID. And he didn't seem to know that the Oakland police don't give out IDs. I told him, I said, the state, you have to go to DMV and get another ID. And I said, I'm going to take you. I'll take you next week. He was living with his mother in Oakland. I'm in another town, living, wanting him to come get out of the streets, get away from Oakland, because it looked like they setting you up to kill you. And within a week, January the 11th, a week after the last time I saw him, he was dead. He was murdered. And I want to Just acknowledge that. Just acknowledge that. And also I want to talk about my friend Colette Flanagan's son, Clinton Allen. He was in Dallas, Texas. It's not only happening, you know, Kerry Jr. Was murdered. He was 19 years old, unarmed. He was murdered on January 16th, 2011. This is the 15th year of his murder. And Clinton Allen was killed on March the 10th, 2013. And he was, the officer that killed him was Officer Clark Staller, who is white, of course. Fatally shot 25-year-old Clinton Allen, who is black, 7 times. Allen was unarmed, but Staller claimed that Clinton choked him after both of them flipped over a walkway railing. Dallas police responded to a 911 call from a woman who did not want Allen to visit her at the time. She claimed Allen was knocking on her apartment door and causing a disturbance. Allen was unarmed. When Officer Staller confronted Allen, a scuffle occurred and Staller killed him. And his mother, Colette Flanagan, provided further background on the incident. Clinton went to visit a friend, the woman, to retrieve a television. He was supposed to be at the apartment by 10 p.m., but was late and did not get there until midnight. By that time, the woman's boyfriend was at the apartment, and she would not open the door when Allen knocked. Clinton, being persistent, as he was taught to be, kept knocking on the door, said Flanagan. It was annoying, but it wasn't a reason to kill him. As he kept knocking, the woman's boyfriend got annoyed. The woman then told Clinton Allen she was calling the police. He left the door after she called 911. That's when the police confronted him, ending his life. In other words, Clinton Allen was leaving the scene. He had not harmed anybody, but he was attacked by Dallas police as he was leaving the scene. And one of the witnesses said that she was coming, and I was coming into my apartment that night and saw Clinton Allen with his hands up and the officer pointing his gun at Clinton. I heard 4 to 5 gunshots. I am an ex-military man and I know aggression when I see it. Clinton was not showing any signs of aggression towards this officer. I doubt Clinton would have challenged this officer that was standing only about 6 feet from him with a gun pointed at him. The autopsy revealed Clinton was shot 4 times in the chest, once in the abdomen, once in the back. They love to shoot us in the back. And once under his arm, indicated that he had his hands up when Staller shot him. This is in memory of Clinton Allen. And to say that, yes, the reason that I'm talking about my grandson is because Renée Nicole Good, the white woman that was killed in Minnesota, brought up, that we still don't have justice for our murdered loved ones. Many of us don't. Only the high-profile ones, the ones that were in the newspaper, and the ones that the newspapers were sympathetic to. They are the ones that you hear about. You don't really hear, get national attention unless the media picks up on it. Unless there's, because they had basically shut our community down as far as media exposure. But now with the internet and social media, there is a lot more exposure and a lot more chances to tell and to talk about our loved ones. So that is what I'm doing today. And please hit that like and share button. Please subscribe to my channel. And if you don't think that the murders of our children and of our loved ones, the wrongful convictions and incarcerations of our loved ones have anything to do with what they're doing in Venezuela, or what they're doing, what they did in Iraq, or what they did to Gaddafi. It's all connected. It's all connected. It has to do with the domination of Black and brown people, the stealing of our lives and labor, this taking of our lands. It has to do with that. And now the chickens are coming home to roost. So think about that. And I will, bless us, hold your peace. You have to, if you're going to go out there, be very aware that many of those people in the crowds are informants, are working against, they're pretending to, they're pretenders. They're out in the crowds, but they're there to stir up disturbances. They're not there supporting the people that loved Miss Good, or the people in the community that just want justice for our murdered loved ones. They're not there for that. Be careful about who you align yourself with. And I have been there, I have done that, and I want us, our people, to pull back, to hold your peace. And thank you again for being with me, for standing with me, for supporting this channel. It's all history. It's all rinse and wash, and repeat. It's all doom loop. We're on a doom loop, folks. We're on a doom loop. The next one that comes in isn't going to be any better than Trump, until we wake up and realize that the system, the foundation of the system was rotten. You can't repair something that's rotten. You can't do it. Have a wonderful, blessed day.